Hey guys, this is Tock from Tock Custom. In the last video we just finished the outside of this messenger bag. So in this video we're going to be doing the inside lining, some pockets, and I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So thanks for coming back and let's get started. Alright, so to do our inside lining, you're going to need your two inside lining gussets. This is a pocket panel that I'll show you how to put together. Here is our back lining panel and our front lining panel. So I already put welt pockets in here. If you want to do that, you can go ahead. I've got other videos for how to do those. Or you can skip it. Totally optional. And then these are going to be for a padded separator between the two. So if you have a laptop or a notebook, you can separate them. So that's everything you need. And we're just going to jump right into the pocket first. So to get ready for your pocket, you need just a pocket fabric and your back panel. So this is going to look kind of like this, except we're going to create a bunch of pockets into this. So let's go over to the ironing board and I'll show you how to get ready for that. Alright, so get your pocket fabric that you want to use and figure out which side you want to be the top. And come over to your ironing board and we're going to turn this over just about a quarter inch or so. It doesn't have to be a lot. We're just going to press one edge all the way over. Okay, so now you just have one little edge that's turned over. So then you're going to turn this back the right way. And if you know how to do like a breast pocket on a dress shirt, it's very similar to that. But if you don't know, I'm going to show you right here. So then you want to turn this over so it's right sides together, about 1 inch or so. And I'm going to press this just like that. So what you should be left with is one piece turned over, and then you should have another little loop that's pressed over the other way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take this to our sewing machine and just right on each corner, just stitch right from the edge here to right where these 2 points meet here at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then on the other side we're going to do it right on the edge here and just right into there. Okay, so this is what you should see. Now to get this pocket ready, all you need to do is just clip this corner right here. So we're going to cut in from the side and then we're going to cut that corner all the way out. So it's going to look kind of like that, and we're going to do it to both sides. You want to clip kind of close to the stitches on this corner here. So I'm going to do this again over on this side. Okay, so we have our pocket fabric with these corners stitched, which is good. So now what you need to do is turn this whole thing so you're going to pull those corners out. So I'm going to flip this like this, and I'm trying to be very careful so you can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to use my little seam turner and I'm going to push these corners so they're nice and pointy. And we're going to do it on both sides. Then after that's all nice and flat, it should look about like that. And we're going to take this back over to our ironing board and iron this whole thing so it's nice and pressed. Now it should look like this. So it should look nice and flat with nice crisp corners right here. And we're going to top stitch from right here all the way across to right here. So what it's going to do is it's going to lock this whole lining piece together so that it won't move or open. So I'm going to take this and do my yellow top stitch all the way across right now. Good. So now we are going to get this ready to turn into a pocket. So I'm just going to turning each of these corners about 1 inch, just a straight right angle corner. And we'll do that to both sides. And that's going to give us some nice clean corners when we turn this into a bunch of pockets. So now we're just going to turn in the left and right side first. And press that all down so it's flush with the top of the pocket. So this should be a nice straight line right here. And we're going to do the same thing with this side. Okay. Then after you get that, we're going to do the bottom. You can just keep turning it up until the corners are nice and pointy, or you can do square corners or whatever you want to do. Okay, so now when you turn this, it should just look like a nice polished piece of fabric right here, which looks good. I'm going to show you how to do a 3D pocket, which is a pocket with a little bit of extra depth. So it's going to be a 3D pocket, a few pen holders here, and then just an extra side pocket over here. So to make a 3D pocket, this is kind of tricky. You got to kind of train your hands to do it. So you're going to try to pinch the fabric and fold it over while keeping all of the stuff we pressed together. So it should lay nice and flat like that. So I just grabbed it and turned it over, and I'm just going to press it just like that. Now you can do this as wide as you want. Usually more narrow is better because it'll hold its shape. And I'm going to do one that way, and then we're going to do one kind of rolling the other way. So it'll look kind of like that. And then I'm going to press this whole thing just like that. Good. So we've got our 3D pocket pressed and ready. Now, before we start sewing, we're almost ready to sew this to the lining. All we need to do is just top stitch right on this pressed edge and right on this pressed edge, and that's going to help it hold its shape, and it looks really good when you do it. Okay, so what we just did is we just ironed this pocket out and laid it out. So now I have it pinned to our back lining panel. And what we're going to do is stitch from the top right corner down to here, all the way across, make sure this stays nice and flat. And then keeping this free, we're going to stitch up this side here. After we finish that, we're going to stitch right on the outside of this flap, all the way down to the bottom. And then we're going to do about 1.5 inches apart, do another stitch here for a pen holder, and then we're going to do another stitch over here for a pen holder. Maybe we'll do 3, so that we have a small pocket over here, 3 pen holders, and our 3D pocket here. Okay, so what you should have here now is all of your pockets stitched in place. So if you can see these yellow stitches, these are going to make up our 3 pen holders. We've got our 3D pocket here, and we've got an extra little accessory pocket over here. So this is done. Now we can start putting our lining together. So take your 2 inside lining gussets and put them together, right sides together. And we're just going to stitch one side like we did with the outside ones. We can just do one single stitch here. And then just like before, we're going to pin the center, then pin all the way up this side, and then all the way up this side, and then we're going to do that same stitch like we did before. Now we have half of our lining done, so this is going to be on the inside, just like this. And I'm going to set this aside for a second so we can get our separator ready here. Okay, perfect. So what you want to do when you do this is you take your 2 pieces of denim or fabric or whatever you're using, and you're going to put them right sides together, and then you're just going to lay it right on top of this. So what's going to happen when we put a stitch across the top right here is it's going to fold so that the 2 right sides are on the outside, and there's going to be padding between them. So I'm just going to put a couple of pins to hold this together, and then we're going to stitch these together at probably about 1.5 inches seam allowance, because you want this to be just a little bit shorter than the lining so that it's not all the way up to the top. So this way it'll kind of hang a little underneath the top of the bag. So I'm just going to do a stitch from about here all the way across at about 1.5 or 2 inches. Perfect. So now we can trim off all of that seam allowance right there to about as short as you feel comfortable with. That's going to be about 1/8 of an inch. And then you're going to just take one of the pieces and flip it all the way over. And you're going to find that now you've got one piece, your batting, and then the back piece. So now we just need to kind of straighten this up and press this so it's nice and flat. And you want the seam to be right at the very tip top so that it looks nice and flat. So I'm going to take this in my ironing board, and you want this to look just like, oops, you want it to look just like that so that the seam is right at the very top. Okay, so let's press that like that. Excellent. So one more thing I want to do just to make this nice and polished is I'm going to do a red top stitch on this edge right here just to make it look a little flashy. And then I'm going to baste these edges so it all stays nice and flat. So I'm going to do those, and then we're going to get ready to sew this to the lining. Alright, so that is basted, and we got a nice red and black top stitch on top. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to set this right on top of the other panels. As you can see, it's a couple inches lower, which is nice. So I'm just going to pin this around and then do a straight stitch all the way around, and then we're going to finish our inside lining on the next stitch. Okay, so now we're going to attach this to the rest of our lining. So just like before, I'm going to find the center. And at 8.5 inches, I will find my center of my gusset panels. We're going to put that right there. And again, I will pin this all the way up this side and all the way up that side, and then just do a straight stitch, and then the inside lining will be done. So now we're just going to do our stitch all the way around the edge here, and then I'll be right back. Now the inside lining is completely done. It doesn't look like much on the outside, but when you look inside, it should all look very clean with all your pockets and your separator and all the good stuff. So this is all done for right now. Alright guys, so we got our inside lining done. This came out really well. So we've got 4 pockets and a padded separator inside here. Looks really good. We have the outside finished. So we did the strap, the gussets, the whole outside is done. So now in the next video, we're going to be putting these both together. And I'm going to show you how to join the lining to the outside, how to clean it up, polish it, do a little top stitching, and then add some buckles at the very end. So the next one will be the last one. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you in the next video.